So this week, some social justice warriors came out and wants Marvel to get rid of the Punisher. Today, I'm joined, as always, by my friend Taylor Winder, and we've got our special guest tonight, DJ Linx. So let's get to it. My name is Jimmy Don Kerr, and this is the SmallTown Collectibles YouTube channel. All right, guys, how we doing this evening?
Doing well, sir. Doing well, sir. Social justice warriors. We're about to turn this into Civil War Part 2, and you all know which side won that one. Go North. Anyway.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, but I thought we were going to talk about the Marvel Civil War with Captain America and Iron Man. What am I doing here?
We can talk about that too.
Yeah, we can get into that too, DJ. That's fine. So, guys, I want to read just a real quick excerpt from an article that Taylor actually had sent me, I believe, to give credit. This was off of Screen Rant. It says, voices calling for Marvel to retire the Punisher and or his logo following its continued adoption as a symbol of hatred and division have increased following the riots at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Last week, multiple rioters were seen sporting a modified version of the iconic character's logo as they stormed the Capitol in an act of domestic terrorism. So, Taylor, what's your take on this? Do you think that this is an overreaction?
I think it's hard to unring a bell once something has acquired meaning. Like, you're not going to be going sporting a swastika now, and be like, oh, no, it's a Hindu symbol. So, I don't think it's necessarily an overreaction because I do think, like, if you're walking down the street and you see somebody sporting certain kinds of gear, you just leave it at that, you kind of know what you're in for. And you kind of know to either join them and march towards the Capitol or walk the other way, depending on where you stand on it. So I think there's an opportunity for Marvel here if they wanted, but I do think it's probably getting close to the breaking point where the Punisher logo has become something that's problematic. And that's kind of where I stand on it. Also, the character's been problematic from the get-go. He's created as a villain and then just kind of turned too popular for Marvel to ignore. And so, yeah, that's kind of a rambling roundabout way of saying, yes, I'll be that social justice warrior that says they should get rid of it. You took down the Confederate flag, you can get rid of the Punisher symbol. So there you go.
So, DJ Linx, where are you at on this?
I'm going to disagree with Taylor. I think it's more of just passing the blame, so that the core issue, it's not the Punisher. Like, if someone throws a brick through a window, you're not going to try to get rid of bricks. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more of just ignoring what the core issues are and trying to put a Band-Aid on things.
Now, I probably land more where DJ does. I'm not, for the lack of a better term, I'm not a big cancel culture guy as far as, those people who, it was awful what happened at the Capitol, okay? The fact that they had on a Punisher shirt or whatever means absolutely nothing. Those were bad people. It wasn't because they were wearing the Punisher logo. There were some people who had on Captain America gear. So, if we're going to get rid of the Punisher logo or we're going to get rid of the American flag gear that Captain America has, and really when it comes to the Punisher as far as an iconic character, who the hell wants to be Frank Castle? I mean, the guy pulled 3 tours of duty, saw some crap that nobody would ever want to see, comes home, his family gets killed in front of him, and then he becomes, the Punisher. So I just feel like, to me, it's an overreaction. It's like everything else. And I think DJ said it very well, is you're just kind of passing the blame onto something else to where you're not really looking at the core problem itself.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. However, like, there are certain groups, like certain, like, these wacko, like, hillbilly, tiny dick militia groups that have, like, officially put it as part of their logo. So that's when it's past the stage of, like, passing the blame, where they're using it as their own symbol and they have appropriated it, that, like, it might be time for something to be done.
But you've also had police officers use that same symbol on their cars. Yeah. And it's not because it means anything, it's badass.
Yeah, police officers won't arrest themselves. Like, how many cops were at the Capitol? Just saying. And I'm not talking the ones defending it. I'm talking the ones storming it. So I think it has become a means of identifying each other ideologically in a very problematic way. So
yeah. Like I said, I disagree with you fundamentally, but I also agree with you in a sense that they are appropriating that symbol. And I think this is an opportunity for Marvel, as opposed to just coming out and canceling Frank Castle and the Punisher, to put their foot down and say, here's a cease and desist. All you cats out there that's using this. You're going to get sued if you don't take it down. I think that's where Marvel was missing a big opportunity instead of just getting rid of a character that's beloved by a lot. And a lot of people know who Frank Castle is,
Sure.
and they don't know who some of these, like you said, wackos, hillbilly little dick dudes. Your words, not mine. But yeah, I think it's an opportunity for Marvel to step up, and really, things always change when you hit people in the wallet. So if you say, hey, I'm going to sue you, cease and desist, stop using my stuff, then there's a chance that it's probably going to stop being used.
Now, I can see a case where Marvel might control the patent, a little better on what they allow it to be used for. I could see that. Again, though, it's just, to me, what happened at the Capitol has jack to do with the Punisher. The fact that they had a Punisher shirt on means absolutely nothing. Now, to your point, like the Confederate flag, to me, that's completely different, because the Confederate flag made an entire race of people feel uncomfortable in our country. You can't have that, and if it makes one person feel uncomfortable for that flag, that's got to go. That is redneck hillbilly. The Punisher is a comic book character who just so happens to have a badass logo. And it's awesome. And the thing I saw, Taylor, and you may be able to correct me here if I'm wrong, but what they even had on was almost like a belt buckle. It wasn't like they were even wearing like the full-on Punisher gear. It was almost like a belt buckle.
It depends. There were some that had it in shoulder patches, some wore it as a T-shirt, and some they were wearing it all over. I'm sure some had it on their little underoos. It's fine. And I'm not necessarily saying cancel it. I'm just saying, like, this, it's taken on a life of its own, and the symbol is becoming problematic. I mean, it's at the cliff right now, I think, and. Like once it dies down and becomes like something else, you can't untake that. Like, and I know this is a very extreme example, but the swastika started off as a symbol of peace in the Hindu culture.
Absolutely.
It's not anymore. It's like you wear a swastika, you're pretty advertising what kind of a dickhead you are. And I know we're trying to keep this PG, so Richard Head, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it's And I don't think that I don't think the Punisher's logo is there yet, but I think it's sliding that way. And I think just to counter DJ's point and the suing point, you go online, there are so many spots you can buy bootleg versions of it, like Teespring and Etsy and everywhere else. For Marvel to try and stamp it all out at this point is trying to play whack-a-mole. They could do it a little bit. I mean, they could come after some of the big boys and like sue the Proud Boys or whatever. But and at some point you do like. Have to like look yourself in the mirror and see, hey, would I feel comfortable wearing it right now? And it's a personal choice. But the Proud Boys of it, for example, like to go out in public and sport Hawaiian shirts and camouflage pants. I used to rock that look and I'm like, well, you sons of bitches. Now I had to like change my shit up.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get punched. I don't want anyone to think I'm a Nazi and punch me in the face. They can punch me in the face for other reasons, but not that reason. So,
well, and like your point's taken as far as it could, but again, like I said, I just keep going back to it's a comic book character, man. And and the thing is when I saw those riders in the Capitol, I didn't see the Punisher. I didn't see that even with the cops. I don't see that. It's just a cool symbol that looks wicked. It's awesome, and I just didn't see, like, to me, you just can't cancel everything out on a whim because some dude was wearing it when they went in the Capitol. If somebody was wearing, I don't even know what the extreme version of it is. It's just, you can't cancel everything.
No, I
what's
agree.
next?
I get it. But you know what this symbol means now, right? It used to mean okay. Now you see it in all these photographs and stuff. It's white power. That's what it means, WP. It's what it means. And it has become like again, and I know I'm going back and just reiterating stuff, but it's become an identifier. It's become a like, hello, fellow brethren who has hateful thoughts. I'm with you. And that's where I think it's just a problem. So I don't know if there's a solution, but I think there's also a reason that Marvel put the Punisher on ice for a few years, and like made him the Cosmic Ghost Rider and had no Punisher for a bit. I think they kind of know they're not idiots. They know what's up. And I think they're like, we're going to back off and take a little bit of a break and just turn him into something else. So,
well, DJ, let me ask you this question, because it does seem like today, especially in the social media climate, when something like this gets a little steam behind it, that a lot of these companies will buckle. Do you think that Marvel will, or do you think they'll maybe just try to control the merchandising somewhat and then just kind of, like Taylor said, take a break and move forward?
Yeah, I think they probably will put him on ice just for a little while until things cool down. But I just think that it's again just passing the blame. We have to focus on the core issues. So it's not really about the Punisher. And I hate when people pass blame. So if you take it back to Columbine, right? It was the Matrix and Marilyn Manson's fault that those jerks shot up that school. Same thing with George Floyd, like that horrific murder. Let's take systematic racism and systematic police brutality off the table and just talk about that specific instant. And the first thing to come out of that was taking Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben off the pancake mix and off the box of rice. That doesn't solve any problems. So removing the Punisher doesn't solve any problems. We have to focus on the core issues and deal with that systematic police brutality, deal with these, Proud Boys and things like that in a different way, deal with them in a different way, as opposed to just canceling everything else and avoiding the core issue.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like one for DJ. No, that is a great point, and it is, man. We live in such a, I think I was saying this the other night. It is such a weird time. I don't know, in all my life, I just don't recall things being the way they are now. And then just to go, dude, I love the Punisher. Like I'm a big Superman nerd, but I freaking love the Punisher. And, to take a comic book character away, I just think is nonsensical. So does that pretty much cover it for us, guys, as far as that topic goes? Is there any other avenue?
No, you guys are wrong. And yeah,
you guys are wrong, and I am right. That's what Taylor tells me every week.
Yeah. See, I just at least advertise I'm a bad guy, an evildoer. So it's much easier. So, yeah.
I have my Punisher merch. Well, it's not a Punisher.
Oh, nice. There you go.
I'm rocking my B.A. Baracus A-Team shirt.
I mean, they were criminals too. They were on the run from the law. They drugged up one of their companions regularly. They're not great.
I wouldn't fly.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on this issue. Do you think it's ridiculous? Do you think it's warranted? We would love to know what you have to say. Also, if there's any topics that you would like us to come back, we're going to try to do this on the regular on Mondays. And we appreciate DJ joining us tonight as our special guest. And, of course, I'm going to put down in the description, I'll put links to DJ's channel, to Taylor's channel, maybe.
I'm just going to lose followers after this anyway. So.
No, I always feel like I'm going to because I have some more conservative views, and it seems that a lot of folks in the comic book community have more liberal views, so that always scares me.
Maybe we should switch audiences because I got a feeling, it seems anyways.
But no, guys, we appreciate you checking us out. Again, go check out DJ's channel. If you're not, check out Taylor's great content over there. Like I said, I'll leave links to all their stuff or all their info in the description below. And like I said, in the comments, let us know what you think about this issue. I know one of our buddies, Slide Up 503, had some really he got a little angry the other night because I thought about asking him to come on here because he's such a big Punisher fan, but I was afraid he couldn't handle it. I was afraid he would be like, no, and break it down. So, guys, we appreciate you checking it out. And as I always end these things, until next time.